It's been a really good day for one very simple reason. And no offense to the clients I met with today, but I got to see one of my best friends in the world today. Serendipity, I just stopped by his shop. Pete, you made my day. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. Thanks for making time. I know it wasn't easy, but I needed this way more than you know. So thanks. All right, today I want to talk about pruning again. Like I think I've done, I don't know how many videos I've done on pruning, but it comes up in so many client conversations. But I want to talk about the reason that you prune and the misconception that keeps almost everybody from pruning. And yes, I am talking about firing customers. So the misconception is that I will get my next ideal customer and then I will fire the crummy customers. The reason that you know in your heart and your soul that that is not the right approach is because that's what you have been trying to do for the last 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years. And look where you are right now. It hasn't worked and it will never work. Let's assume for a second that you know who your ideal customer is. And that's a huge assumption because most of you have absolutely no idea. You won't know who your ideal customer is until you go out and you talk to those people who you love working with right now and you say, why are you working with me? But that's a conversation for a totally different day. But let's assume for just a second that you know who your ideal customer is. The energy that it takes, the time that it takes, the money that it takes for you to build a business that caters to that ideal customer, that time, that energy is only going to be available if you stop wasting it on the customers that you should not be working with. And for you to keep trying to serve those customers that are draining you, not just of time and resources, but of your enthusiasm and passion for the business, the time that all that takes, the drain that takes, is exactly what keeps you from building the business that you've been wanting to build for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And until you get rid of those people, until you get rid of them first, you're never going to have the time, you're never going to have the energy, and you'll be listening to one of these silly videos 10 years from now, listen to a guy say the exact same thing, that you have to let these people go first. It's never going to work if you wait until you get the next great customer to fire the crappy customer. There are all kinds of really practical, pragmatic reasons that you have to get rid of the cruddy customers before you're able to build a business that's going to be able to serve the awesome customers. Lots of pragmatic reasons, like clearing the time on your calendar and having the capacity and all that stuff. But I want to share with you what I believe is way more important than the practical reasons. And it's purely emotional. It has everything to do with your mindset and how you approach the business. For you to truly be successful, to really go after and build the business that's going to serve the best and the greatest clients that you have now and multiply those and be hugely successful, you have to have something akin to a blank slate in front of you. It's like the artist who walks into the studio and there's a beautiful blank canvas in front of them. They don't have to clean up the studio. They don't have to do their chores. They don't have to go out and buy the paint. They don't have to find time to paint. Everything is set up and it's right there and it's ready to go. I love to do house projects, like build stuff. And when I start a Saturday morning and all the materials are in the garage, the wood is in there, the supply, the hardware, everything is ready to go. I wake up on a Saturday morning and I can't wait to jump out of bed and go get that project started. But if I have stuff around the house that I have to do, if I have little nitpicky things, if I've got errands to run, I don't have near the same enthusiasm. I don't jump out of bed. I crawl out and I try to figure out when I'm gonna get to the work that I wanna do. And right now, you have in your business, you have the equivalent of tons of errands and products to purchase and crap to do that's keeping you from the blank canvas. And until you get rid of those customers, until you clear some space, you're never gonna wake up in the morning excited about the opportunity to build a great business. And that excitement, that is the motivation that you have to have. Back against the wall, I've gotta close another deal because I gotta pay my mortgage, that kind of motivation, that will work for a time, but it's gonna lead to burnout and it's no way to build a long-term business. Right now, you're thinking, that sounds great, but I do have bills to pay, I do have a mortgage to pay, and I need every client dollar, every customer sale I can get to support my family, to keep my business afloat, to make payroll next week. I don't know what to say other than you gotta trust me, because what you've been doing so far hasn't worked. And I have been exactly where you are. And I have coached businesses who have been exactly where you are. Dozens of them. And they all have to get over that fear. They all have to have the faith to know that when they get rid of those customers, they're going to find a motivation to build a business. They're not only going to find the time, they're only going to find the money, they're not only going to find the energy, but they're going to find the motivation. They're going to find that desire inside of them to build the thing that they really, really, really want to build. And it's only going to come after you take the hard step of firing some people that you shouldn't be working with anymore. I hope that's encouraging to you. I hope you take it to heart. It's not easy, but if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Who's that? Who's that? Are you ready for bed? You gonna go to bed? Oh.